all that this tells me is that LeBron is not satisfied with his career. If he really truly was like, yo, like I am the GOAT, like this, why would he need to keep trying to, do you know what I mean?
All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a great day so far. So I had a request in the regular comments this time to check out this video from Basketball Universe titled The Truth About LeBron's Super Team Legacy. And it sounds like something I was going to react to anyways, but the same person who suggested it mentioned that I might be somewhere in this video or mentioned in this video, which is still pretty cool to me every time I see it or anytime it happens. So I'm excited to go hunting for it. Hopefully you guys are too. Anyways, you guys, as I always do, I'm going to list the original video down below in the description. Basketball Universe is like, the guy's been grinding, all right? The guy, he's been putting out great content for wow, at this point, more than 2 years at least. Just off the top of my head, that's at least when I started really paying attention to his channel. And honestly, he's dropping bangers like every couple of days. So I'd highly suggest checking out his channel. Link is down below in the description of this video. You'll see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. I say let's get right into this. I want to see if my name is mentioned in a good way or maybe a terrible way. like this guy's got to shut the hell up, this Minecraft guy. Anyways, let's find out together and let's have some fun with it, guys. Like the video if you could. Hit that hype button if you could. It will help out a ton. And let's do this. I appreciate y'all.
He could have gone back home, finished what he started in Miami, or follow the trend that he established 16 years ago.
That's what I said he should do.
This wasn't just a legacy move. It reveals the mentality and heart of LeBron James. For his final decision, he opted to stack the deck one last time.
Yep.
Joining the Philadelphia 76ers is a move that will forever define his legacy. Is it really a coincidence that his first and last decision was to form the most stacked team in the league?
Yeah.
This is unquestionably part of his persona.
Yeah, and I got a friend who's a LeBron fan, and he loves to troll me because he knows who I am. Anyways, yeah, his first thing, and I know there's a little bit of like jest in there when he says something like this, but he straight up, like the day that LeBron signed with Philly, he said he's doing it for the love of the game. Look, he's only making $4 million a year or whatever. I think it's $4 million a year. He's like, look, he's doing it for the love of the game this time, and I just like roll my eyes. I'm like, he's joining a super team, a stacked super team, because he loves to play basketball. Get the hell out of here with that. You know, like if he was like Kobe ending his career with the Lakers, even though they sucked, that's for the love of the game and a love of the organization. Like Michael Jordan joining the Wizards, who had no hope to win. You know, it would have been a fairy tale story if they were to come back and win a championship. That's for the love of the game. Joining a team where you're expected to win immediately at the end of your career, that simply shows me you're not satisfied, and you calling yourself the GOAT and all this stuff, you know you're full of crap. Because if you weren't full of crap, you would not be ring chasing anymore. You would walk into drive into the sunset and basically have your champagne and go, I did it. Job's done. But guess what? Job not finished. That's why you joined a super team. You still want to stack some rings.
We have never seen a player team up with so much Hall of Fame level talent.
Nope.
It started when he joined Dwayne Wade's team in Miami and formed the first ever super team created through free agency. Then he went back home to Cleveland and another big three was formed quickly after. In his first season with LA, he had no interest in playing with the young and promising.
By the way, a couple of videos ago, there was a big conversation in the comments section about if LeBron should get a trophy, or I'm sorry, a statue in Cleveland. And my favorite comment, and shout out to you if you're watching this, man, was they should give Kyrie a statue too. And you know what? Looking at this should be a statue, like the three of them. Because no matter what, no matter how you feel about any of this, that's Cleveland's only championship. And these three guys, however they figured it out, they won a championship there. They brought it home. So I don't think it should be one guy. I don't think it should be only Kyrie, like I heard some people say, and it shouldn't be only Kevin Love. This trio got it done, in my opinion. If I was the owner in Cleveland, this is what I would do to honor that team.
In his first season with LA, he had no interest in playing with a young and promising core. The trade rumors for Anthony Davis followed immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
When the Pelicans sabotaged the deal, he made it painfully clear that he wanted nothing to do with this core.
Which is interesting. You got Joel Embiid, who the only reason you wouldn't want him is because he's injury prone. His skill-wise is excellent. And then you got AD, who's same thing, amazing skill-wise when he's healthy, but he's injury prone. So this idea of swapping them out for each other, I don't know, man. I don't know if we're fixing a problem.
I was in the building in Indianapolis when this happened, and I couldn't believe how obvious he was making it. Once the AD experiment ran its course, here comes Luka Doncic, and now we're here. For those doubting this premise, you may be thinking, what's the problem with trying to be in the best position to win? You can argue that this proves that he has the right mentality and would do anything to win. However, if you saw the full list of his star teammates, you would be absolutely shocked. If we include his new
Okay, here's how generations have changed. And I know there's going to be some younger people who want to point it out and say, oh, Charles Barkley was ring chasing at the end. Yeah, so was Shaq. Here's the difference. Here's the difference, all right? They admittedly were ring chasing, okay? Charles was trying to get his first ring. All right, so there's an old tradition that if you played your whole career out and you tried to do it the right way, you couldn't get it done. At the end of your career, you're free to go anywhere you want and try to win a ring. Steve Nash did it too when he joined the Lakers. Didn't work out for him. Now, Shaq was different. Shaq was the first guy who admitted out loud, I am ring chasing. He wants 5 because Kobe has 5. He was not shy about it, not being quiet about it. He was the first one to do that. But before that, you just had guys like, Karl Malone joining the Lakers at the end of his career. He was trying to get 1 ring before he retires because his body's about to give out. LeBron's got 4, okay? He's got 4 rings, and now he's joining the most massive super team we may have seen and maybe ever. I don't know. What does that tell you? That he's just like Shaq at this point. He's chasing. But who's he chasing? I think he might be chasing Kobe as well. And then, the main goal would be MJ. But before that, he's got to get to where Kobe's at 5. So he's not saying it out loud. Shaq said it out loud. But we know, by the actions, this is exactly what LeBron James is doing. He's doing exactly what Shaq did at the end of his career.
Teammates. LeBron James has played with a total of 16 players who have 4 or more All-Star selections for their career. Just for comparison, that's more than what Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant have combined. He has played with 14 players who have 2 or more All-NBA.
Hold on. Kareem, McAdoo, Worthy, Haywood, Lucas, Pippen, Gervin, Parrish. Wow. And, okay, so he had Parrish when Parrish was at the end of his career. This was in the second three-peat. Parrish, super old, coming off the bench, doing some garbage minutes. Gervin, he was basically Gervin's replacement. So that was in his rookie year. And then Pippen. Yeah, Pippen became, he became. That one's legit. The other 2 were like, were you really there? What Kobe had, Shaq, Karl Malone at the end of his career, Peyton. Peyton was not at the end of his career at that point. Powell, Mitch Richmond, that's right, early in his career. Dwight kind of in his prime, but injured, so not really. And Nash at the end of his road.
A Kobe Bryant have combined. He has played with 14 players who have 2 or more All-NBA selections for their career. Jordan, Magic, and Kobe still don't have enough to pass him. He has played with 4 players who have won the MVP. He's played with 5 additional players who have finished in the top 3 in MVP voting during their careers. 3 players have won the Finals MVP. 6 players have won the scoring title. 4 players who have won the defensive Finals MVP. 6
Shaq, D. Wade, Melo, Luka, Russ. What? Dang, man. Embiid, yeah. Jeez. He's got a lot of closers.
Players have won the scoring title. 4 players who have won the Defensive Player of the Year.
Dwight Howard, Marcus Smart, Ben Wallace, Marcus Gasol. He played. Wait, when did he play with Marc Gasol? What team was that? Was that somewhere in Cleveland? Seriously, when did he play with Marc Gasol, guys? Let me know. I'm drawing a complete blank on that one.
Here, and 2 players who have won the assist title. Just for comparison, these are the players who have had 1 or 0 teammates who have won the MVP. There is not a single player considered a top 25 player, let alone the GOAT conversation, who has played with this much star talent.
As I always say, stack the deck and he still drops the ball, man. He still finds a way to lose.
And is not even close. This man has an addiction to always surrounding himself with the best teammates. Mm-hmm. It cannot be a coincidence that ever since the decision, he always finds...
I because of where I live, we get coyotes in the area, and I get to learn their behaviors because I take a walk every single night with my dog. And in a pack, they're brave. They're strong. All right. When you get them all alone, one coyote, they are terrified of a human walking around. They run away without hesitation. That's how I see LeBron James, is like a coyote. By himself, he's crapping his pants. He's scared. He has to surround himself by the biggest, toughest coyotes, and then he acts all tough. Then he's the loudest barker.
Himself on a completely stacked team. He either handpicks the team in free agency or influences the front office to select certain players. In many cases,
influenced by threatening them. Oh, if you guys don't put together a championship team, then I'm gonna leave. And then they ghost him, and they never give him an offer, and then he has no choice but to leave. I love it. Those new owners in LA, cheers.
Moves are made to the detriment of the team, but under duress, they have to give the impression that they're trying to win to please their overly impatient star. It doesn't matter if the moves lack basketball sense. As long as it looks good on paper, the king is happy. This leads us to an important question. Why does he feel the need to do this? For one, it's his lack of patience. He's in a race and believes he's too far behind. But what is he after? Is it just as many championships as possible, or a specific number?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he handles businesses, because this could be a very detrimental mindset in the business world, because you want more of the slow growth mindset. You got an idea, you put some money into it, you build it, it gets bigger, blah, 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 blah. With LeBron, his idea is put it all in there all at once in the beginning, and good luck without any plan to the future. That's how he builds his teams, at least.
In the 2016 offseason, he revealed his true feelings after winning his 3rd title. He famously said that he's fueled by this ghost he's chasing.
Yep.
The ghost played in Chicago.
Yep.
At that point, he felt that he still had a ways to go before he could safely say that he surpassed him, and time was ticking. The only way he could catch up to Jordan in titles was to surround himself with the best talent.
Yes, sir.
Every team that he steps on, there is an urgency to win as quickly as possible. He does not want to wait to build a winning team organically.
Well, and then him and D Wade had the master plan of not only that, they did, of course, everybody wants to catch and surpass Jordan. That's everyone's dream. Anybody who's touched a basketball dreams of that. But at that point, Kobe had just won his 5th championship. So at least D Wade admits that we got to stop him before he surpasses MJ, and then we got to surpass MJ and Kobe. You know what I mean? So that was kind of one of their ideas on building that super team, was to put a stop to that as well and just start stacking rings themselves.
If you have to lose all your draft capital and go beyond the salary cap, then so be it. So they acquire all these players and they try to cram the pieces together as quickly as possible. But building chemistry takes time.
Yep.
Learning how to play your new role takes even more time, especially when you're playing with him.
Yes.
If you're a role player and you're an adequate spot-up shooter, the transition is much easier. But if you're a star player and you're used to having the ball in your hands, the transition is going to take much longer. But remember, there is urgency to win now. There is no room for error or patience. With the amount of talent a LeBron-led team has, everyone expects you to win every game. They expect these all-time great players to figure it out. When they inevitably fail,
Man, look at that lineup, man. Look at that lineup. Oh, man. This is the lineup that missed the playoffs. Let that sink in. This is the lineup that missed the playoffs, you guys. Look at this stacked lineup. Wow. You should just have to walk onto court, and then the other team just gives up and says, all right, you win this one. Like, are you kidding me? This is a dream team.
They expect these all-time great players to figure it out. When they inevitably fail, the blame is placed on everyone except one player.
Yeah.
It's an experience that very few want to be a part of. This is not how you build a championship-winning team. But when you're chasing a ghost, there is no time to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Not when you're this far behind. After years of failed experiments, LeBron made one of the most gutsiest claims we've ever heard from an athlete that plays a team sport.
Oh, no.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
Yeah. Well, if you can't do it... So it seems like in the beginning, he was like, I'm chasing the ghost from Chicago, and he's trying to do it the right way. And then when he hit a point when he realized, I can't do this, I'm not going to get past 6 championships, like, no way. Then he has to change the narrative and just say, oh, that one right there that I did in Cleveland, yeah, that one. That's the one. That's the one right there. That made me the greatest. If I can convince people that that's the truth, then I don't have to surpass Jordan anymore. They'll just believe that I did, you know? Like, I don't know. But then, so those are the words, that one right there, right? We all know that classic line. But now we look at the actions, which the actions tell the truth. What's he doing? He's still chasing. Guys, he's still chasing. He's trying to get number 5 desperately. Even if that means he's going to be the 4th or 5th option on a team. He'll do anything. That means he's going to be like the Robert Horry of the team, the Steve Kerr of the team. And he doesn't care what his role is anymore. He just wants to get those rings. So that's what the truth is to me. I don't care what he says with his words. He does not, in his heart, believe he is the GOAT. There's no way in hell. He would have retired long ago if he really believed that statement.
2 years after saying he was chasing a ghost, he made up his mind and said that he surpassed him. At that point, he still had half of the rings that Jordan possesses.
I know. Yeah, what'd you do? You matched Jordan's first half of his career. That's what you did. But after that one, if that's what you want to go with, which I still don't agree with because MJ won all 3 at the team that drafted him, like you got 3. Cool. Guess what? Jordan came back and won 3 more. Now what are you going to do? But you're going to claim you're the GOAT right there after getting to the halfway mark. You got halfway up the mountain and you say you climbed the whole thing. Huh.
But he felt confident enough to proclaim himself as the GOAT. Maybe he was looking at this from a different angle. He has made it abundantly clear that he hates the counting rings narrative. Maybe he was talking about his talent and everything he could do on the basketball court. Maybe he was talking about all the longevity records that he holds. From a pure statistical standpoint, someone could argue that he is the greatest. Any player who is willing to call themselves the greatest of all time publicly, you have to have tremendous confidence in yourself. But joining the stacked Philadelphia 76ers team says the opposite.
Or you're incredibly insecure. It's funny how it works that way, but you can be incredibly insecure and say these ridiculous things out loud that you don't even believe yourself.
As someone who takes his career as a content creator seriously, I don't want to be accused of stealing takes. I hear a lot of different perspectives from different sports analysts and YouTubers to...
I forgot that there I am. There I am, man. I totally forgot why, what brought me here. I was totally into the video. Yep. I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way, Basketball Universe. I don't even watch, for years, I don't watch mainstream media. I don't know what they're talking about. I always try to make a point to talk about and react to a topic, and I'm always doing this blind, like this video. Like I don't know what's coming at me. My job is to react genuinely to it, and I do my best at that. So sometimes, I have a take, and I might disagree with my own take a couple days later, after hearing other people's take. But no matter what, my raw take is always out there. And y'all always get that first, and then I might start adjusting in the future, adjusting my take and saying I disagree with, what I used to say. But it's never influenced by the mainstream media. I'll tell you that much.
Myself, but I heard something very interesting from a different place.
Thanks for the shout out, by the way, bud.
I was watching a video from a streamer, Los Pollo TV. He is famously known as a big LeBron James fan, and he said something very deep.
All that this tells me is that LeBron is not satisfied with his career.
Yeah.
If he really truly was like, yo, like I am the GOAT, like this, why would he need to keep trying to, do you know what I mean?
It makes total sense.
There you go. There you go. I think I said something very similar to that in this reaction already. That's it right there. Like I want to listen to him say it one more time.
LeBron James fan, and he said something very deep.
All that this tells me is that LeBron is not satisfied with his career. If he really truly was like, yo, like I am the GOAT, like this, why would he need to keep trying to, do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. So watching, this guy's smart. He's not listening to the words. He's looking at LeBron's actions. Why would he do this if he was actually satisfied and he believed he's the GOAT? Simple. He doesn't. It doesn't take too much of a thought process to get there, in my opinion.
Total sense. Think about all the great players of the past and the way they ended their careers. Yeah. If Michael Jordan wasn't truly satisfied with his career, would he have decided to play with the Washington Wizards in 2002? We're talking about the same team that won 19 games in 2001 and had the third worst record in the league. We all know how obsessed Kobe Bryant was of winning more titles than Jordan.
And we all know Phil Jackson asked him to join those Lakers. And MJ could have got 7, 8, 9. It would just depend on how long he wants to play at that point. He could have been part of that Lakers three-peat. MJ could have had 3 three-peats. 2 as the main guy, and then 1 as, I would say, like, the second or third guy. You know what I mean? Like, right in there. It would be like a big 3. But he could have done it if he wanted to, but he was satisfied as far as what he had accomplished. Where his satisfaction was not quenched, and he's talked about this a lot, was the desire to compete while his body was still holding up. And then once his body gave up on him, it was over. And we watched it happen on the court. But yeah, that was it. It wasn't ring chasing. It was like he still wants to play basketball because he actually loves competing and playing basketball.
He didn't want to be like him. He wanted to be better. After seeing Dwight Howard leave and then Steve Nash retire, there was no way the Lakers were going to be series contenders. Yep. But he mentioned countless times how satisfied he was with his career. He gave everything he had and was content with what he accomplished. Actions speak louder than words. The fact that he decided to retire as a Laker and not go ring chasing on another team proves that he was telling the truth.
I'm really glad he did it, and now I'm hoping Steph Curry does the same. Everyone keeps talking, oh, Steph should go here, Steph should go there. I feel like I'm the only one saying, dude, Steph's almost at the end. End it where it started. You know, like your whole legacy is there. You got 4 rings at home. You know, you're the guy. End it where it started, man. I hope he does. I hope he does. Like Tim Duncan did too, you know, end it where it started. And even those who leave, like Scottie Pippen came back, ended it where it started. You know, I really like that. And that's why I thought LeBron should do it, you know. End it where it started. It doesn't matter if you're going to win a championship. Say goodbye to the fans.
If LeBron James truly felt the same way, the Sixers and the Warriors would have never been an option. If he truly believes that he is the greatest of all time, why on earth would he decide to go here? Especially when he was complaining in the previous year about being the third scoring option behind Luka and Austin Reeves. But on this team, at most, he's the 4th scoring option. There will be plenty of nights where he'll be their 5th scoring option. He is reducing himself to a role player. Mm-hmm. Why would he force himself to play a role that he dislikes so much if he doesn't care about winning more titles? If he's already the GOAT, this move makes no sense. But deep down, he believes that he's still running in this imaginary race. At this point in his career, there's no way he could win the title as the team's 1st or 2nd scoring option. Yeah. This gives him the best odds, and that's why he decided to make this move.
But the irony is, for anybody else, I would fix that pause, but sorry, you made your own bed, buddy. For the irony is even if he does, I can't look at the screen. I'm going to look to the left here. Even if he does win 2 more championships as a Sixer with this stacked team, and he's like the 3rd option or the 4th option, the funny thing is that does not put him. It doesn't help his case. That doesn't put him all of a sudden tied with Jordan. No. Jordan did it as the man all 6 times. Like, he was the guy. So you can't go and get 33% of your rings with a stacked, well, I mean, they're all with a stacked deck for him, but you know what I mean, as a role player, essentially, and you think you're going to be there. No. At that point, we can compare you to, like, Scottie Pippen, you know, because that was his role. He never won it as the main guy. He won it as the main support. Then maybe we can have that conversation, but you're not getting compared to MJ, buddy.
I honestly believe that this is the reason, but there's no way to know for certain. There is a possibility that we're completely wrong about this, that it isn't that deep, bro. What if the reason that he chose Philadelphia over his hometown and the beaches in Miami is because of something totally different? What if he genuinely loves forming and playing in super teams, that he sincerely just wants to play with the best talent, and he wants to be in the best situation to win? If that's the case, then this presents a whole other set of problems. Just to clarify, we're not penalizing anyone for the right to choose where they want to play. If Michael Jordan wanted to join the Detroit Pistons after losing 3 straight times to them, that's his right. If Larry Bird wanted to join the Lakers in 1988 after seeing his teammates get worse due to age and injuries, Godspeed, brother.
Yeah.
No one was preventing them from doing this. But how would the fans and their contemporaries view them?
I'll tell you right now. Because if either of them did one of those moves, I mean, honestly, like a ton of the things that we respect and I'll speak for myself, that I admire about these guys is immediately gone. You know what I mean? So the idea that these guys want to beat the best, go through the best, and become the best, there's only one way to do that. And you have to compete. You cannot join them. This is not the Olympics. It's not a dream team. You have to beat them and rise above them, you know? And then you give them respect, you know, afterwards, because you're the king. That's how you actually do it, you know? LeBron's method is more like, I'm going to join someone's castle as like an underling and then work my way up to the top and then claim it as my own. You know, like it's completely different things. LeBron wants to join the best and beat the worst with the best. MJ, Bird, all these guys, they wanted to take whoever the hell they got, whatever soldiers they got, and beat the best. You know, chop the head off of that giant and then become the best and see how long we can stay up there. That's a different thing. That's a real competitive edge.
The reputation would have been a lot different than it is
100%.
now. The reality is that they had a certain level of pride. Although winning a title is always the objective, they understood that taking shortcuts to get there is the equivalent of cheating the game. They would rather lose than be accused of that.
Yep.
LeBron represents a generation of players that don't get this.
And I think action-wise, it would also show the results of this. I bet you anything. If Michael Jordan walks around freely in Chicago or anywhere in Illinois, everybody's going to be like, MJ, what's up, MJ? We love you, MJ. I'm sure he's just going to get, you know, that's all he's going to hear. I cannot, in my wildest dreams, imagine a Chicago, somebody from Chicago or with their heart in Chicago ever being mad at MJ, cursing MJ, anything like that. But if you see LeBron walk around in Cleveland, I bet you it's split in half. Half of the people love him, and then the other half of the people are like, screw you for leaving us, you know? You team stacker, you deck stacker. Like, I bet he gets all kinds of crap in Cleveland. But that's how I see that. I don't know what you guys think about that. That's how I envision it in my head. I bet there's a lot of people in Cleveland that just curse him when they see him.
This explains perfectly.
I mean, they burn his damn jerseys. Like, could you imagine the people of Chicago burning Jordan jerseys? 'Cause I can't. And we've seen it. That's old school video evidence, way before AI, so we know that was real.
Current demographic of fans will never view LeBron as a GOAT. It doesn't matter how many records he will ultimately have. It doesn't matter if he wins the next 2 titles and retires with the same number of championships as Michael Jordan.
You can compete with Robert Horry. He still got you beat.
He will never win us over for one simple reason. It's all about how you win your titles. Winning 4 championships is a great achievement, but when you've had that much help and you've managed to win only 4 titles in 23 seasons, it makes a lot of people wonder why you couldn't win more. You can never, ever say it's because of a lack of help. For his last 2 seasons of his career, he has put this unnecessary pressure on himself and the team. Whether you like it or not, he will be judged if he wins or loses. With a team like that, how could you not expect that? It's how his career has been since the original decision. How poetic that he wants to end his career, not where the journey started, and not where he learned to win, but in this moment, where he decided to stack the deck and create a super team that will always be a part of his complicated legacy. But what about you all? Why do you think he decided to join the Sixers? How do you view the amount of talent that he's played with? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Great video, man. Great video. Thank you for the shout out. I already answered the question I think you led us with, so I'll instead just say, okay, you guys remember in 2010 when he joined the Heat and the Big Three and all this, like us as fans, what the mindset was, well, he better win every champion. You know, he better stack some rings out there, or else, like, what the hell? Because it's like once a deck is stacked in your favor, the worst thing you can do is not win. Like, that is the biggest embarrassment, because it's like you have all the advantages in the world. How can you not get this done? And then they only got it done 2 out of 4 times. Us as fans considered that as like an embarrassment. Like, I mean, those of you old enough, chime in the comments if you remember this. We considered this as like shameful, an embarrassment. I can't believe he stacked the deck and he still only got a 50% on this test. You know, 2 for 4. And the irony is like, then he went to Cleveland and it's like we rolled our eyes. Oh no, another Big Three. Here we go. And then he starts losing. He loses 3 out of 4 out there. So now we're at the point where he's lost 5 out of 8, right? Yeah, 5 out of 8. Then he goes to LA, and then a similar situation happens. He wins one, but then he loses, and he loses, and he loses. And the more this is going on, the more I see the casual fan lose the perspective that he's still stacking the deck and losing. This is the worst thing you can do as a competitor, as an athlete, whatever. Anybody who's competitive in anything in the world, to stack the deck and continually fail, there's nothing else that's this bad. Like, even in the business world or any industry, you're going to stack the deck and you're going to lose, fail, close over and over and over and over again. I think it's gotten to the point where people, like the majority of fans out there, they just like, what I want to say, like, it's just become like second nature. It's like, oh yeah, it happened again, you know, to the point where they're not even like getting it in their head that he's still stacking the deck. Like, look at the move now. They're calling this for the love of the game. This is the ultimate deck stack on his way out. All right. He's trying one last time. And the irony is like, I'm still at the perspective, this is championship or bust, you know? And I've seen a lot of the old heads, like Shaq and Charles and stuff, like these old NBA players, and that's their perspective. This is championship or bust. You can't not win in this situation. You know, if you don't win, what the hell? Like, and I really don't think he's going to win. I don't think they're going to win a single championship out there with LeBron on the team. In fact, I think LeBron is going to just retire with 4. That's really what I believe. And I think that team in Philly had a better shot at winning a ring if LeBron didn't join. That's my perspective. But yeah, my whole thing on this outro is just that I think it's ironic and it's funny that most fans have forgotten that now it's been, 16 years that he stacked the deck. Okay? He's gotten 4 rings out of those 16 years that he stacked the deck. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So 12 of those years were I'm stacking the deck and I'm failing. Yet there are some people that still want to pretend like this is the greatest thing we've ever seen on a basketball court. I if this is the greatest thing you've ever seen, I feel bad for you. And with that, I'm on your way out because LeBron always needs more help, and he found help. And even with this help, he's going to find a way to need even more help and blame them. And anyways, I'm out of here. That's for next season. I guess we'll see it happen live. By All-Star break, you're going to start hearing the questions. Is it Jaylen Brown? That's the problem. Is it Embiid? That's the problem. Blah, blah, blah. Is it Maxey? That's the problem. It's going to happen just like it happened in L.A. Like, you guys, like, I feel like we have short memories. It just happened with Luka. It just happened with AR. Who's going to be the next scapegoat? I think it's going to be all of them. But we'll see next year. It'll start out like a honeymoon. They'll probably win the first 7 or 8 games of the season, and then that'll be the first narrative. And then by All-Star break, it'll be, someone's got to go. Anyways, I'm out of here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you guys in the comments. And, like the vid on the way out if you could. Subscribe if you want more content like this. And most importantly is to be water, my friends.